Not Nicki Minaj getting arrested. Hold on. I know you mother lying. So, okay, apparently yesterday, the blogs, the news, everything was lit up talking about Nicki Minaj getting arrested, okay? So before I get into that real quick, if you're new here, welcome to my channel, and subscribe, like the video if you like it, okay? And if you are returning, welcome back to my channel. I love y'all, okay? So let's get into the tea. So tea is that, like I said, Nicki Minaj was detained in Amsterdam yesterday as she was getting ready to perform one of her sold out shows on the second leg of her international tour in Amsterdam. Okay, so they told her, she's like, why are you asking me? They're like telling her to go into this little thing like paddy wagon, like their version of a paddy wagon. And she's like, no, I'm not getting in there. Why are you telling me that I have to go in there for? Like, no, I need to speak to a lawyer. Like, I'm not doing anything until I speak to my lawyer. And they're like, okay, well, you can talk to your lawyer once you get to the police station. She's like, no. I will not be getting into your vehicle. I will not be commuting by whatever it is that you want me to do until I speak to my lawyer. My lawyer is present. So it's this whole thing that she's recording of this like whole back and forth exchange, right? So then you hear her say on her live that she's recording the officer who's trying to detain her. So she say, okay, so firstly, you told me that I'm being detained because of some marijuana and they were pre-rolls, right? And she was like, they're not mine. You were told that they're not mine. They were not even in my belongings. They were in somebody else's belongings, but yet, you know, like they're trying to make her be responsible for that, right? Okay, so then she says, well, before I even boarded the plane, y'all checked my luggage. So what's the issue? Why is it that y'all feel the need to have to go back through my bags again? Like, why wasn't the first time like sufficient enough? Like, at the end of the day, what's the problem? Okay, so you know, homegirl looking like, what y'all really up to? Because I feel very uncomfortable. Y'all telling me to get in a strange vehicle. Y'all telling me I did something I didn't do. I'm on the way. I'm a celebrity. You know exactly who I am, okay? Like, I'm very popular over here, and you're trying to arrest me. Oh my God, like I couldn't even imagine being in another country, just away from everything you know, love, just everything, and nobody's really there to, you know, defend you, support you, protect you, like see about you, like you really don't have a lot of control when you're in another country like that. Okay, so let's just get back to the thing. So she said, you look through my luggage. Why is it that you feel the need to have to repeat that process again? And the guy just straight up was like, well, the other officer said you got smart with him, so we got to go through this process again. So you trying to tell me you gonna really admit while she is filming you that they have to go through this whole process again? And so essentially you're blaming her for having some drugs that she did not have, all because you talking about you didn't like her attitude. Her attitude. Man, get the fuck out of here. Like, no, for real. In real life, like that to me sound like it's some, just my personal opinion. To me, it sounds like there's some type of prejudice there. And I noticed that not even just being over in that part of the world, like I've noticed that common thing with other celebrities just running into having actors, athletes, rappers. It doesn't matter. It's so many different people that have encountered dealing with the authorities and being treated a certain type of way. And you know it's because they got that bag and they be upset, and you know how they be. They already don't be getting paid no money. So they already be, you know, sometimes harassing the situation or going over the top. Like you just have those that's going to do that. So that's what they did to her. They was going over the top and trying to blame her for something that she didn't do. So at the end of the day, she had to end up getting detained. They locked her up And so reportedly she spent like 5 or 6 hours detained. So she wasn't there a long time, but 5 or 6 hours in a strange place can feel like a day. You know what I'm saying? And not really knowing what the outcome is going to be and is everything going to work in your favor. So that, I'm sure, was just like a real traumatic event. Like, she's been to Europe multiple times and has never had a situation like this. So this is what the word on the street is about it, okay? So the word on the street, they saying that Jay-Z and Roc Nation got something to do with it, because they saying that they was really looking for a get back with Nicki Minaj. Because if you remember, when she was on Station Head, I think it was Joe Budden's Station Head podcast, and she was going in about how over at Roc Nation, her name is Desiree, she's like a real life Griselda Blanco. Like, if you ever seen Griselda on Netflix, if you haven't, watch it. That woman, Griselda's lifestyle, is literally this lady, her whole like bio, her whole biopic is that. This lady who runs Roc Nation, / Def Jam Records, okay? So she's over everybody. So Nicki had called her out like, okay, y'all know what y'all be doing with Megan, and y'all be paying for certain things, to go in her favor a certain type of way. And she just basically said this. I don't know if she necessarily said Jay-Z, but when you say her, and they work in conjunction with each other, it's like you mentioning one, you mentioning the other. So people were saying that they think that the real reason why all of this drama is happening with Nicki while she's in the middle of doing this second leg of this tour is because they're trying to mess up her numbers, because they know Marcus the Stallion is getting ready to go on tour. And so what that means is Nicki, since she has been on her tour, every show has been sold out. Every single tour date has been sold out, including the one overseas. Okay, so they feel like they was trying to use this as a distraction and mess up her track record because she couldn't go out and actually perform and do the show. Okay, so those numbers are now going to be affected when she had a streak going. I think she had like 34, 5 consecutive sold out shows. And so they're saying that word on the curb is it's Roc Nation and them behind it again, trying to push Megan and propel her so that she can contend with Nicki in a certain arena, because she too is getting ready to go on tour, and Nicki is killing it with the numbers, killing it with the sold out shows. Every show is sold out. Okay, I'm talking about she's showing up sick and I know when I saw her here in Atlanta, she was sick. She did her thing. She put on a good performance, and there's been a lot of different things that's been going on tour, and she's been showing up. Okay, so that's that. It's funny that narrative is going around and connecting Marcus the Stallion and Jay-Z, Camel Face to be behind yet another scam and a scandal, because they was Tory Lanez's dad was accusing those particular individuals to be behind the whole thing around why he went to jail. So yeah, it's a lot when it comes to Jay-Z, how he does his business, like just everything is so much just salaciousness around his name, involving him in the stuff that he's done. It's just crazy. And I'm waiting for the same thing that's going on with Diddy. I want that same reveal. I want that same exposure. I want that same karma to come to Jay-Z, because that whole situation with Kathy White, the skeletons and the bones that both you and your wife got in the closet, it's time for them to come on out. It can't just be them over there. Y'all is not bulletproof, and y'all is not invincible. And they be walking around here acting like just because you are, music royalty, that you impervious to getting caught up. And I really, for me, at this point, when I feel like when people are losing lives just for y'all to maintain a certain stature in a look, reputation, That right there is sick to me. I don't care. I think it's sick the way that the whole industry moves. So that's just my take on it. Like, that's just how I feel. I feel like this is a setup, this is a ploy, this is a distraction, this is something going on, you know, that they doing over here with this girl. Like, it don't even make no sense. It don't make no sense at all. So then when y'all lock Nicki Minaj up, her whole fans was outside of the precinct or whatever they had her detained, and it looked like how it did when I went to her concert here. I'm talking about, it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people outside, you know, waiting for her as she was being detained. So it's like, when you have a star of that magnitude, y'all can't just get away with doing what y'all want to do. And I think they know that. Even if y'all did have a plan for it to work out and pan out another way, whatever that was that y'all was up to, it's not gonna work out. Not with a mega superstar like that, okay? Because only mega superstars can go and do international tours and be successful at that. So not only was they outside of the precinct chanting and doing this, they found out where she was staying there, and they were outside of the hotel where she was staying at. I'm talking about by the hundreds and the thousands, just being in support. Just being in support, being what a real fan base is supposed to do. And it was just touching to see how they showed up for her, just to let her know, like, we got you, we know what it is, you know what I'm saying, don't worry about it. And it was a good little turnout for her, even though that she had this run-in. So I'm assuming, you know, her radar is up. And then it came out that she was saying that she has always had a real fear of going outside of the country all along all of these years. So it's kind of I know that was a scary thing to happen, to go outside of your country and get arrested, and it wasn't even your fault. And you have security saying that that's the whole point in having security, whether they were telling the truth or not. That is the whole point in having security, outside of the fact that they're supposed to be protecting your life. They're supposed to be also protecting your livelihood. And so when you have security, I'm not saying that people sign up to do that job just to lie and be taking bullets and saying that I'm gonna go to jail for you. Not saying that. I'm saying when you're dealing with rappers and you're dealing with certain things, it's different than having a singer as an entertainer. It goes totally different. The entourage is different. The feeling is different. The whole thing is different. But what should be intact is the respect. Because I'm pretty sure if anybody was on any a Beyonce or a Jay-Z tour bus or whatever, if they even traveled that way, meaning if it was just an entourage, nobody getting pulled over. Nobody's doing that. Nobody doing that. Like, just be honest about it. Be honest. So that was just my thing going in. And as me just being a Barb, I have to admit, I am a Barb. I am a Nicki supporter. So I was just kind of like, I couldn't really be like, I'm gonna be a Barb and not comment and have a, you know what I'm saying, weigh in on what's actually going on. And I just thought that the whole thing was really shocking, you know, that her of all people would, you know, come on, you 15 years plus in the game, you know how to move. You know how to move. You've done all of this before. So when it comes out that, okay, we're doing what we're doing just out of spite because we felt like you had an attitude with us, they admitted it. And she has it on camera. So that right there, that means anything that they try to do moving forward is thrown out the window anyway. So that was just a whole thing just for inconvenience and to get her to not do her show. Now there's a blip in the record. That was the whole thing. They played too much. Like the whole team that's around Megan Thee Stallion, that whole thing. Like I even used to be like a Beyonce fan. Once I see how it really is, like, I'm not gonna lie, if you got a song out and it's a bop, I'm just as lame as anybody else. I'm gonna sing your song and I'm gonna do that, and it just is what it is. But how just liking you as a person and an entertainer and buying your music and streaming it, absolutely not will support you in that manner. Absolutely not doing that. I don't believe in where they at. I don't like how they move. I don't like what they stand for. I don't like what they be on. So with that being said, it's like when you got to cheat to win, the whole thing and why I stopped even messing with them, besides all the salationness and the rumors and the who bodied who and who got bodies and who did this and who alive and who unalive this person and all that. But even besides that, I'm going to deal with what I can prove and what I do know. And what I do know is that neither one of those two play fair. the game is always fixed and the line is always being moved. The line is always being moved. And I don't like that. I don't respect that, even from the moment with Kanye and all his whatever he be craziness that he be having going on. At the end of the day, he had some facts to say around that time when Kim was what they do, robbing her or whatever for her jewelry. And he got on that stage and was like, you know, you never even came to our wedding. Our kids ain't never met. And me and you supposed to be best friends. Like, why you ain't call me, bruh? You heard about what happened to my wife. Why you didn't call me? So basically, he was just saying, like, you don't mess with me like that. Like, even when I'm going through a time in my life and you supposed to be, you know, big bro. Like, you supposed to, you know what I'm saying? And all the work that I've done with your wife, that's supposed to be sis to me. So y'all never been about it. And then he was like, how Beyonce was manipulating and fixing the awards and how she wasn't going to perform a certain song if she didn't win something over Drake and Hotline Bling. And it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. And then a week or two later, he was getting locked up in a crazy home. What is the odds of that? So that right there is what I be talking about. That is stuff like that for me. I absolutely believe that Nicki Minaj was set up on the first date of her international tour. I do believe that. And I'm going to stay tuned to just see how this unfolds, because they're just dropping a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And so I really want to know what's going to be revealed next, but she has to be careful about what she says, because she's actually in the middle of a tour. And you're dealing with two individuals that are very, very, very powerful. So she has to, you know, tread lightly. So I'm going to stay tuned. I'm going to be locked in, because I want to know. Like I said, that's my girl. I don't play about Nicki, okay? Like, I don't play about her. I do not play about her, because And I really feel like this was the setup. So tell me what you think in the comments, okay? So leave your comments below. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. If it's your first time, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you like the content, please make sure you like it and share it if you care. And for those of you who are already subscribed, thank you and welcome back, and peace.